outside of Trey Hendrickson, they re-signed Joseph Osai, who solid player, nothing special in terms of production in the league so far. But a few years ago, watching him come out of college, I thought he was great. I liked him a lot, and he's made the team and got re-signed. So they have to think something of him. They're also a little desperate, but they got B.J. Hill, T.J. Slayton, some more solid players. But outside of Trey Hendrickson, it really is just solid players, not even really good players at this point, I'd say. But on their defense, they don't really have a whole lot of good players in general. So if the D-line is at least solid and the rest is not even that, I say lean in on the D-line. I say you got to draft at least two guys early for the Bengals to, you're going to be in shootouts. There's no one in the league who thinks that this team is going to be a ground and pound, like 24-21 wins every week. Like, no, they're going to be in shootouts. So let's get this D-line right. Let's get the DBs so they can just, sit back in zone and pick off the ball once, the quarterback makes a bad decision from, getting hassled every single play. So, all right, you got one incredible player and three solid players. I think with the 17th pick and the 49th pick, and even if you have to they have the 81st pick, it's in the third round, they can use that to move up in the second round if they really need it, which I would recommend personally. 17th pick, get someone who's going to bring you a little pass rush. I think that could be, it's tough. It's tough because the pass rushers are, in my eyes, rated a little lower in this draft than the big guys. So like Kenneth Grant is, if you need a starter at D tackle and you draft Kenneth Grant, you have a starter at D tackle. You can just plug and play Kenneth Grant. Will he be there at 17? Probably. Will Walter Nolan, who I know a lot of people have projected to the Bengals at this point, be there? Yeah, and he has incredible athletic ability, and he was like the number one recruit in the nation coming out of high school. But personally, the inconsistency on tape, when he had a good get-off, he would dominate dudes because he has good leverage, he has good strength. So when he had a good get-off, he would, like, O-line would be totally struggling to deal with him. But the get-off was so inconsistent, and not even the get-off, the next few steps, too, would just be, like, slow and hesitant and kind of watching. And then he would pick a direction to go and go hard in that direction, and he's fast, so he'd get there. But I don't know. I saw a little too much hesitancy and a little too much I don't know. I don't want to say a bad word here, but just tippy-tapping around, dancing around linemen.
Soft.
I don't want to go that far. I want to stop just in front of soft. But the inconsistency makes me think that he's not just that dominant D lineman who just wants to go out there and blow everything up. Michael Bennett, I don't really have technique, but I'm just going to mess up your entire blocking scheme. I would like to see a little more of that out of Walter Nolan. So I think I would go at 17 Kenneth Grant over Walter Nolan. And he's not going to give you that much in the pass rush, at least at first. He is very athletic for a 340-pound man. Like, it is really special to watch him move. But if you get him there, okay, fine. You can shore up your run game. Maybe he contributes against the pass. Trey Hendrickson, Walter Nolan, B.J. Hill, Joseph Osai, T.J. Slayton, okay, looking a little better. We get to the 49th pick. That's when I think you really can go with, I hope he's there. And he hasn't been talked about that much. But that's where I would try and maybe use that 81st pick to trade up to like 34 or something early in the second round to get Shamar Turner because, okay, you got Walter Nolan who's just going to plug everything up and he's good. He's a solid effort guy. There was a one highlight that came out of him chasing a running back like 60 yards downfield. I also watched a game where I really criticized his effort. And it was early in the season, so I'm kind of wondering if maybe the coaches showed him that film and said, hey, get on your shit, Kenneth. And then the rest of the season he did, which he should be given credit for if that's what happened, because he did take that coaching. But yeah, so I think Walter Nolan at 17, and then maybe use that 81st to trade up in the second round to get Shamar Turner. and you're going to be able to collapse pockets with Walter Nolan, B.J. Hill, Shamar Turner, and Trey Hendrickson, who, yeah, he's an end, but he's a bully and he collapses pockets. I think their only hope at competing for the playoffs and then a championship is if they just have a dominant D line where, okay, we're going to put up points and then our D line is going to get sacks and force your QB into bad decisions so that we get turnovers. And those turnovers are going to be the difference in the game. I don't think if they, pick different positions on the defense or pick a different position to go all in on the defense in this draft, I don't think they're going to get enough bang for their buck as they would as going all in on the defensive line, where they're in the position where they can, and this is a draft class where it can make a difference. And